What is up? College football tips here, and we are back with a post breakdown of Week 7 for college football. Another amazing, fun, fantastic week full of, honestly, a lot of great upsets that and I'm sure a lot of you are pretty pleasantly pleased with here. Pretty short intro here, and like I said, this week was pretty insane. I had a lot of fun watching football this weekend. I didn't watch too much football. I had a lot kind of going on, but I did have fun watching the games that I got to watch. So let's hop right into it. All right, so I pulled up here for Week 7, and as always, of course, we're gonna start with the number 25, which was James Madison, if I am not wrong here. I saw this and I was like, what? Dude, they were undefeated and they lost to Georgia Southern. I was really surprised by this because I don't even know who any of these quarterbacks are, obviously, any of the running backs, but you can just look at this here. Where was the turnovers? Oh my gosh, James Madison had 4 freaking turnovers, guys. That is insane. Total yards is still higher, but yet 4 turnovers is never a good sign for a team. Oh man, and they were very much favored in this game, but no, Georgia Southern just pulled that one out, kind of their butts there, and got it done. So good on Georgia Southern there. Moving on to number 24, it is Illinois. Illinois played Minnesota. This game I was very surprised for. I'm not even sure how well Muhammad even played, or did he even play? Oh, he got 127 yards and 1 TD. You can't really blame it on him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, right. Morgan got injured. I remember that. Yes. That makes a lot more sense. Tanner Morgan did get injured, I think, earlier in the game, if I am not wrong, which is why Minnesota kind of got messed up here. Yeah, he was carted off and everything. Sucks for them because they were looking pretty solid. They were 4-1. They were 4. I think they were undefeated at one point. So it was like, whoa, the running backs looked like everything that was supposed to be, and he's pretty good. He could be up there for a while. Okay, moving on to 23. This game, oh my god, this game gave me anxiety. It gave me so much anxiety watching it. I thought I was going to have a stroke. That's at least that's how it felt watching it. Where is it? Oh, wait, this is last week. Oh, yes, this is last week's. Come on. Sorry. Oh, my gosh, yeah. It was, okay, it started off really bad, and I was like, oh, jeez, here we go. Quinn was looking a little odd, and then he kind of tightened it up. Bijan and Roshan saved our asses this game. Their pass game was on point. They were throwing it. They were slinging it. Ewers looked a little odd, but he kind of got into a rhythm later in the game, as you can kind of see here. These 2 touchdowns, I was like, oh, I felt real good about it. Then they started coming back, and I was like, oh, man, here we go. There was a point where it was 4th and goal, and we were down. And without this right here, oh my gosh, that was insane. Maybe they'll show it here. I was flipping out. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, they had 2 turnovers too, which really helped. But if I can just find this is it. Oh yes, this is the clip. This glorious clip here. It's 4th and goal, and then Worthy just 4 minutes left. Jeez. Okay. It was just an insane score, and man, I am so happy that it happened. All right, moving on to 22, Mississippi State and Kentucky. Will Levis came back here, and he came back with a vengeance, and I am so happy for this man. Mississippi State looked like they were, with their air raid, there was kind of doing great, but man, Kentucky pulled this one out, and then they went fast with it too. Mississippi State scored off first that field goal, and then they tied it up, and then you can see here, field goal, tutty, and it was just, oh man, I'm happy for Kentucky. I really am, because I really like I like Kentucky and that kind of attitude that they got with their team. So I'm really happy that they won that game. That was a well-needed win for Kentucky to stay up there. So good win for them. I want to say Cincinnati did not play. I believe they had a bye, which, yeah, they had a bye. Kansas, oh man, Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel came back. Oh, that's right. Dylan Gabriel just, where's it at? And he 403 yards. Yeah, one interception. I mean, look at the score. You know, it was close at first. I was like, okay, and then that second quarter happened, and man, it was sad. It was kind of sad, but then they started coming back here, and then but no, it was, you know, Kansas is a good team this year. I'm not gonna lie, everybody. I'm happy for Kansas, but and Oklahoma had some good plays here. It was in Norman, so you know it's really hard for teams to win in Norman. Oklahoma had an insane interception too at one of the points, or was it a catch? No, it was an interception. It was just like a one hit, and it was on SportsCenter top 10 and everything. It was insane, but good for Oklahoma for having Dylan Gabriel's back. You know, they won that, so good on them. Moving up to Syracuse, I was so surprised with this one. I honestly thought NC State was going to just dominate Syracuse and kind of just take them out, but the road is kind of paved here for Syracuse and Clemson. I mean, I think College Game Day might be for them next week because they're both undefeated teams. Syracuse just coming out of the gate strong with a strong 6-0 season so far. I mean, that is impressive stats for Syracuse throwing it up here. Except for the turnovers, which was not that good, but the yardage was great. Time of possession wasn't too good. They had more first downs, though, which helped. I mean, their quarterback threw for 210, so nice average yards. Had a good run game there. So Syracuse just kind of dominated the Wolfpacks here. I was pleasantly surprised, you know. I was like, wow, they won that. It was really kind of an eye-opener there, not going to lie. I want to say K-State had a bye, so they did not play. Mississippi State we went over. NC State we just went over. Wake Forest, did they have a bye too? Yeah, the Wake Forest had a bye as well. Interesting. We're moving up a lot here. Okay. TCU, I know TCU played, and that game was a thriller. Oh my gosh, went to double overtime. I mean, you can see it right there. Look at that. Jeez. And, man, it was close. There was one point where they were just, right here, you had the fourth quarter. They were up by 14 points, and I was like, okay, there's nothing going to go happen here. I thought the game was over. It was like 2 minutes left, 3, 4, whatever, how long it was left. I was like, yeah, I think this might be over. I was like, TCU looks like he's got it in the bag. So I went away for a bit and then came back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to overtime. And man, that was an insane win by TCU. TCU was looking like a real good team. I am not surprised. That game I thought could have gone either way. I honestly thought Oklahoma State was going to win more, but it could have gone either way. And it was what a damn game. Oregon had a bye. UCLA had a bye, but they were playing this week, which is going to be fantastic. Penn State, man, they just got destroyed by Michigan. This score doesn't even tell them for the game there. They had that pick six, which was kind of stupid. It was unfortunate. But Michigan just straight up slapped Penn State with the run game. Where is it? That doesn't even show. Did they have multiple rushers? I want to say they had multiple rushers who rushed for... Yeah, Blake Corum and Edwards, both. Gosh. Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum both had like over 100 yards, and their run game was just crazy. Michigan is looking real good, and I cannot wait for them to play Ohio State. That's going to be fun. Man, that's going to be real fun. Ole Miss played Auburn and just completely kind of played them good. Jackson Dart played good again. I mean, I think he had one pick, 130 yards, 3 TDs. So good on that. The run game was really good too. Excuse me. 139 yards for 2 TDs. Their receiving game was a little, they kind of spread it around a little bit, which is kind of nice for them. But this was a kind of a good game from what I heard for Ole Miss fans to watch. You guys had a nice little good hold there. I mean, look at that run. That was a nice run by Keyshawn Junkins. So good job for Ole Miss there, moving on up. I don't know if they moved up in the power rankings. They may have because no, they did. Now that I'm thinking about it, they did. We already went over Oklahoma State. Now this one, USC and Utah. Oh, I skipped over Utah. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're already talking about it right now. But USC and Utah, man. My boy Cam came through, and this was not wrong. This was not wrong. 3.5 points, and I said between 1 and 3.5, and I was like, this could go either way, and it went either way. They beat him last year, and they beat him again this year with Cam Rising, my guy, man. 2 TDs, 415 yards. But freaking Dalton Kincaid, man, 234 for a tight end. That was the craziest I saw for a tight end. There was one point when he was like down, he just looked tired. I mean, he didn't even look injured, he just looked tired. But that 2-point conversion go ahead by Cam Rising, man, I thought it was the gutsiest call for them. I was like, yes, dude, yes, fantastic. That was insane, and oh my gosh, it was so worth it. Every minute of that game was just insane to watch, and I'm so happy I was there to watch it. That last touchdown, and then I'm not gonna lie, seeing Caleb Williams cry was a spectacle too. I was like, wow, all right, because not a lot of people don't like him or Lincoln Riley, and it was a good feeling. Another one that was kind of a good feeling, but also I was like, kind of makes Texas look a little bad, but it was a good feeling either way, especially for America. Tennessee, man, Tennessee just coming through and beating Bama. Bryce Young still threw 455, man, 455. Hooker 385, but that's not the big guy of the game. The big guy of the game, Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, man, 207 yards for only 6 receptions, 5 touchdowns. This guy just went nuts. I mean, you can see this game here was a whole heartbreak. At one point, Bama was down by I forget how much it was. But right here, I was like, wow, Tennessee's going to blow them out. And then Bama came back here. I mean, you can see TD by Jacory Brooks, TD by field goal by Will Ricard, another TD by Junior Gibbs, and I was like, okay. They had another TD by Jalen Hyatt. Jeez, man, that's insane. 78, 60, that's crazy. Ooh, but right here, I honestly thought another time I was like, oh my God, no way, Bama's gonna. I was like, Bama's gonna, they're looking a little crazy here, and then they tied it up, and I was like, okay, all right, we actually got a fun, interesting game, and then they got that pick 6, right? Was it a pick 6? I thought it was a fumble return. That's what it was. And then Jalen Hyatt again, and they went down and scored, and that was the insane part. When freaking Tennessee went down and scored, I was like, oh my gosh, because they went down in like a minute or two, was it? 4 minutes, but man, that doesn't really tell you because they, all the time they spend, it was insane. And then that field goal too, I still want to say, they had no time on the clock, but I guess 1 or 2 seconds still counts. So, man, Tennessee, that was an insane game, and down goes Bama because of it. Michigan, we talked of. Clemson, I think they just obliterated whoever they played. No, that's right. They kept it close for the most part towards the end, but that, man, right here, I lost all hope for Florida State. They just, man, it was kind of over here. You can even tell. I mean, TD, field goal, TD, field goal. It was. Florida State, I thought you guys were going to actually put up a good fight, but this next week should be interesting with Syracuse playing Clemson, because this will tell you how good Syracuse actually is, which is pretty surprising because Syracuse is undefeated. So Moving up, Bama. We already talked about Ohio State. I think I had a bye. And of course, I mean, there's nothing to even talk about. Georgia just obliterated Vanderbilt. Had no chance for Vanderbilt. 55-0. Stetson Bennett just keep playing on fire. So, man, Georgia's a good team. But here are the new rankings too for Week 8. It is a lot of things have switched up here. I mean, I'm kind of curious here how things are gonna go, especially the top 10. A lot of things changed there, but Tulane now is at 25. You got Mississippi State at 24, NC State at 23. They both dropped 8 after their losses. Wow. North Carolina's in the roundup here, so that's interesting for them. Cincinnati moved stayed at 21. We moved up to Texas moved up to 20. Kentucky moved up 3 as well to 19. So good for Kentucky as well. Very similar for both Kentucky and Texas. Illinois moved up 6 after that nice win versus Minnesota. Kansas State, I don't know why I said Kent. They stayed there. Penn State had to drop 6. That was a bad loss to Michigan. Utah went up 5, man. Good for Utah. Syracuse went up 4 because they're undefeated. Wake Forest went up 1. USC went down 5. Oklahoma State went down 3. Oregon went up 2. UCLA up 2. TCU 5. Ole Miss 2. Bama down to 3. So they're another 6. Clemson up to 5 or down to 5. Yeah, that makes sense. And that makes sense because you have to move Michigan up after that big win versus Penn State, and then Tennessee. You need to put them in the top 3 after that massive win versus Bama. And then Ohio State because they just haven't played. They're still good. Georgia's staying there. But I was wrong. I think it's actually going to be here, if I'm not mistaken. UCLA and Oregon for College Game Day. I thought it was going to be Syracuse and Clemson, but UCLA and Oregon should be a fantastic game to watch. Kind of really watched a West Coast game last week, so the Utah and USC game, and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting because usually they're on super late. Hence why I'm tired. So like I was staying up late recently. But that was I gotta watch more West Coast games because that was a good one. But man, I love college football, and I hope you guys do too. So if you have anything else to say or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But besides that, I will see you all for the pre-predictions for Week 8. Have a good weekend have a good week, and we'll see you for the weekend. Peace out.